Hi and welcome back to Classic Drivers YouTube channel. I'm Justin, and as you can see from the intro, we are going to work on my retro LS build today that I have titled Identity Crisis. I've done a lot of filming for this, but not a lot of editing. I didn't really plan on putting much out. So if you guys are here just to see me rip this thing apart and try and put it back together, skip ahead and use the time markers in the description. You can go ahead and watch me start tearing this thing apart. If not, stick around as I explain a little bit what I'm going for with this build. I picked this up in the early spring. There was still snow on the ground. With the help of my brother, we hauled this thing back, unloaded it in the garage with Phil and Jean-Luc. Here's a quick time lapse of that. You know, these engines are super easy to tear down. I couldn't believe how fast I was able to tear this down. Here's a 20-30 second clip of me dismantling this thing. Sorry for any butt crack shots. And here's another short clip of me painting this thing. Why I painted it before rebuilding it, not just before I put it in the car, is beyond me. I guess I was just excited to see this thing and see what it might look like with the classic Chevy orange engine paint on it. So I've been looking on YouTube at some videos, and Richard Holdner did an awesome job on one of them where it was a naturally aspirated cammed LY6. So if you want to check his video out, the link will be up here, I don't know, over there somewhere. So go check that out. They do a lot of testing on engines. This is going to be a budget build, and from what I saw, they used a budget Elgin cam with some pack springs, and they picked up like 71 horse over stock. So this is a variable valve timing engine. I'll be deleting the variable valve timing with this cam. I'll be putting a carved intake so I can transfer the Phytech system I have on the current big block in the Nova onto here. And I call this Identity Crisis because I want this engine to look like a small block Chevy. So I'm going to bring you guys around and show you the box of parts I have collected so far for this. And then we're going to dig in and get the balancer off, get the timing cover off, take the timing chain and sprockets off, and see how far we can get tonight. I just want to take the time right now to thank all of our new subscribers. Keep liking the videos. We got some new projects coming along. Just stay tuned. Let's get at it and start getting this pulley off. I'm going to admit, guys, I've already loosened this bolt, and it was a son of a bitch. Really tight. I thought the engine was going to flip over. So let's finish getting that off, and I'll show you the trick I'm going to try and use to pull the balancer. Let me get you set up on the tripod. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a good size breaker bar. And with a good stopper, or the help of someone holding that ring gear from turning, flywheel from turning, crank on it pretty much with all your force and break it loose. Or if you have a really good impact, maybe it'll come off. So I've already broken it loose. And there's the bolt, which apparently isn't reusable, so I'll have to pick another one of those up too. After that, you can go online and buy a really expensive puller made specifically for the LS, or you can try your hand at just a regular 3-jaw puller, and I'm going to use an extension. So if you really care for your snap-on extension that you've been paying for over the past 30 years, don't use it. You're going to mar it up. So I'm going to get this thing in place. Hopefully it doesn't take me an hour. And hopefully my camera doesn't shut off. So on the back there's kind of these notches where the jaws clip in. I'll try and put a picture of what the backside looks like. So you want to try and get the jaws squarely seated in there. Not always fun because, well, humans only have 2 hands, 2 arms. Centered. So when does the swearing start? Probably now. What size is that? 5/8. I'll bring a Westcott just in case. Surprisingly, it hasn't slipped off yet. Hasn't turned yet either though, or it hasn't loosened yet. Still highly stuck on the shaft. Oh boy, that's tight. This is another good way of ruining your puller. Fail. This has got to be the shortest Mastercraft wrench I've ever seen. Come on, break loose. Now I'm not wailing on this because I don't want to damage anything. Alright, so I turned the camera off because I was struggling with this son of a bitch. That thing is on there really tight. I tried the old 2-wrench trick to get some more leverage, like this, and I was trying as hard as I could, and then the wrench slipped and I almost broke my finger. Then what I ended up doing is putting a pry bar in here and on this side, and tapping it in with the hammer, and now finally it's moved, I don't know, about 3/16 of an inch. So I'm going to see now with my air impact if I can get this thing to come right off. I hope it comes off. So she is coming off. It's a little slow, but she's coming. I also put some WD-40 on there, try and see if that would help loosen it up. But coming now. Success! Ooh, it's hot. Let me shut that damn thing off so we can hear a little bit. So that really makes me happy to get that thing off. That thing was a SOB. So the crank, the end, the shaft looks mint. Now, let's get this timing cover out of the way. See what we have in behind. So the camera decided not to work in classic style CDG. So what I've done off camera, because it wasn't working, is took all these 10 mils out. As I mentioned, when it wasn't recording, there's two 10 mils underneath. You can see on the new cover, they're threaded and tapped in the bottom. So it goes on like that. Man, is that thing gonna look nice when I get it on there. So I'm gonna give it a tap with an old dead blow, see if that loosens it up. Seems to have done the trick. And she's off. Smells like oil. Not too much sludge in there. So there's been oil changes done on this, that's for sure. And there she is. There's the variable valve timing, the chain tensioner. So to delete this, I need to change this top sprocket. Again, I've never done this before, so bear with me. I think I'm probably going to take my stopper off so I can roll the engine over now. And I'm going to see if I can get this thing at top dead center. I think I'll take the oil pump off first. It really does look pretty much new inside, which is nice. Bizarro. I just thought it was very weird. The oil pickup tube is bolted on and there's no bolt here, and there's one on the other side, but there's no eyelet for it, so I guess it's normal. I should probably drain the oil and take the oil pan off at this time. Anyway. So the bolt, which is way back in here, is a 10 mil. Let's see if I can show you guys where that bolt is. So the bolt is right there. Where the hell am I? And the wrench is very hard to get into there, but I'll see if I can get it without taking the oil pan off. It's quite possible I'll drop this thing down into the oil pan, which doesn't bother me because it has to come off. I just can't forget it down in there. Well, I'll be changing the oil pan anyways, so. I would say it's almost out of there. So yeah, you can't get your fingers in there. I have small fingers and they don't fit. And of course the camera shut off once again. So all I did was take the bolt out it did, of course, slide down into the oil pan. I might be able to get it once this off. So I pulled down with a screwdriver on the pickup tube, and this flew off and fell onto the floor, the oil pump. Hopefully I didn't damage it. Maybe I'll get another one anyways. I'm very happy with how everything looks in here. It actually looks really like new. Wonder if it's been changed before. I wonder if that bolt will come out. I don't have a proper magnet. There it is. I went fishing and I caught something. Alright guys, so this has really taken me long enough. So I need a new tripod. Technical difficulties. So this has really taken me long enough. The episode is going to be too long. So I'm going to leave you guys here. Check me on the next one. I'm going to pull this off, get the new gear on. Or no, sorry, I'm going to pull all this off in preparation to get the cam out. So guys, keep that classic driving. Check you on the next one.